Hey traders, hello, welcome to another edition of the Crypto Lab with Alex on a part of trading analysis. I hope you are all well, sound and healthy, and I hope it's going to continue that way. Lots of things to cover today, so I'm gonna speed up and cut a little bit introduction. Just confirm me that the sound is okay so I can peacefully continue for the rest of the stream. I have this fear regarding the sound because we had some problems and issues in the past. Okay, so let's start immediately, and let's start to cover the news, what it's happened in the last week. Lots of news on the crypto space. We had Jerome Powell talking about the store of value regarding the Bitcoin. He reiterated that he doesn't think, because of the volatility and some other features, that the Bitcoin is a good store of value. We also seeing today in the news that crypto exchange CoinSquare is ordered to hand thousands of customers' records to the Canadian tax agency. So as we presumed on the beginning of 2021, this is going to be a year of a little bit of pressure on a crypto space regarding regulations, regarding banning. We saw that law, which is going to be probably passed in India, that everybody who has anything to do with the cryptocurrencies is going to be punished. We also seen some comment in the last weeks from Janet Yellen. And there is a lot of things. The space is becoming wider, and there is a lot of comments. Although the news and the sentiment are shifting a little bit, as we tried to point out last week. We are going to go through the charts. Also, what I see interesting here is that this option trader position, which is, I think, expiring on Friday, which is a pretty big one. And we also seen the news. So this is the news regarding the option expiry. It expires, I think, at Friday. All of this news, you can look at the CoinDesk, which is very good regarding the latest news. We also hear the news of the Bitcoin in a well designed, let's say, tweet regarding the possibility you can now purchase a Tesla car with a Bitcoin. Of course, Elon is always on hand with his tweets, and that was also very, very good news. You can buy Tesla now with a Bitcoin. So lots of the events and lots of news from all sides. I didn't see any news regarding some new investments of the large funds in the crypto space. I can say that few of the comments was not so positive in regards from the fiat system to the crypto system, but I think that is kind of a normal. When one space is developing, it is a kind of a counter competitor to the fiat space. It's going to be setbacks, and we will see what that will come on the end. I also saw a news regarding the Ray Dalio, which also said that potentially Bitcoin might be banned from US government. I think we are far from that. I think we are more going towards regulation than banning. So let's dive into the charts. I just want to point out something that also I saw. This is the courtesy of this market ear.com. They have a very nice kind of a small explaining charts with the really telling stories, and I will show you something that I saw, which is, I think, kind of a handy regarding the crypto space. Let me just find it. It's somewhere around here, or I will do it that a bit later, regarding the debt in the world and price of the Bitcoin, which I think was very informative one. But I will explain and show you that when I show you some charts, because they're quite correlated. Let me do first a little bit of macro. And the main problem of the current kind of a market chatting was this growing 10-year yields, US 10-year yields. We all know that the yields moving up are going to increase potentially cost of the money, and that was not very well taken on the stock market. The growth stocks are taking dive, the value stocks, it is a familiar rotation. And the most of the stocks which are connected with cryptos are in the growth stocks sectors. So we are seeing a little bit backing off of these 10-year yields from this equality level, but that doesn't mean that we are not going to see a further penetration on the upside towards these 2.7080 levels. This is still unclear if this was just a corrective pullback, which I don't think it was. I think maybe we're going to correct a little bit, and that we are going to continue slowly on the upside. And in the next several months, we might probably see even more pickup in this 10-year yields on the upside. Fed stayed pretty much accommodative on this front and said they will allow inflation to run above and around 2% without doing anything, which caught a little bit markets on the wrong foot. And we have seen this rotation taking place in the last 2 weeks pretty deeply. I didn't expect that type of expectation on these 10-year yields from market, but obviously investor community is a little bit kind of afraid of this perpetual movement on the upside from these lows, and this well might continue on the upside. Let me do a dollar index. You know that we looked for a possible move on the upside in dollar index, which is still ongoing affair. We are trading now above this corrective channel, and of course far well above this corrective, main channel of this primary count that we have on dollar index. We are developing an impulsive structure on the upside, and the first resistance will be around 94 to 94.50 for this possible wave A, where we expect a corrective pullback and then a further continuation on the upside in the dollar. In this moment, we are still looking just for an ABC pullback, but if we start to see a little bit more larger move on the upside, I'm afraid we will have to fix this in a possible impulsive way on the upside. But for now, with the large deficits and all of what is going on and what will be going on post-COVID, I don't think we will see a relatively strong dollar for a couple of years. Okay, so we can also look for gold. Many people ask for some gold analysis, and gold is pretty much correlated with this yield move. As you can see, as the market noticed the yield moving up, gold was moving lower. This is the higher time frame wave count, and this is overlaid with the dollar yen. And gold has a correlation with this dollar yen. As you can see, they correlate quite good. In 2011, when we see this top in gold, dollar yen made a base for its lows, and then we saw a really five-wave move, very strong one and very big one, while the gold was moving down. Then we see a consolidation, a little bit of decoupling of this correlation, but this correlation comes back as the gold is moving down and dollar yen moving up. So I think this might continue. And in that perspective of the rising yields, potentially we might get a larger triangle here instead of more directional move in gold. We were looking for this support. This support is still holding, but I'm not sure. First, is it finished yet? And looking this macro outlook on a possibility with the yields further continuing on the upside, potentially I'm going to introduce maybe an even bigger move down in gold if we break some key levels, especially if we break this 1670 in anticipation of a possibility that this is some of the complex WXY, because some legs in triangle can be complex, or some type of a diagonal A up in B, down in C, while this move up in yield lasts. And as you can see, if we get this type of a larger triangle in a year or two, this will complete, and then we will again go into a little bit more deflationary environment when the economy balances it both sides. Inflation, as the Powell said, is on the production side or on a cost basis inflation, not on the demand side, because the economy are growing a little bit, but they are far below the growth rate that is necessary due to COVID. And we are seeing bottlenecks on the cost side, and these effects are starting to be very visible in the prices of commodities. Oil is also moving up, and there is a lots of savings as well, because people stayed at home for almost a year. When economy and vaccination process finally gets its way and we start to function a little bit normal, we're probably going to see many people start to chase usual things that they did before COVID. So it means traveling, leisure, going out, taking airplanes. So it will be probably a very big buying spree ahead, and that will cause also many of the people chasing a little bit less goods available, because we have seen the reduction in a production of many things due to COVID, and that might also create and kind of a little bit more sustainable disinflationary effect until the economy is balanced and we start to see more growth in the economy, and while things are normalizing, then inflation can maybe slow down and we can see again deflationary spiral kicking due to technology and demographic effects. So that will be my take on gold. Be careful on this one. If we see the move continue in rates, I'm afraid possibly gold will start to move even further lower in this possible ABC correction. Of course, we need to break this 1670 levels. Okay, so let's move and clear out some question I got as a comments from the last time. We will also look some of the metrics that I'm looking for the Bitcoin. This is the pool multiple. If you want to look at it, it basically says where is the zone of interest when the miners are selling Bitcoin. As you can see here, pretty much in the past, this was this correlated with the highs, and this kind of a red barrier. And as you can see, every high here in Bitcoin was actually a price when mining community started to took profits, and it drive it down to this basically 0.1 levels all the time. Also in the last time in 2017 the same thing happens, And in the current move on the upside, we have seen a very nice signal here, which was here at around 5,000, where we saw the move on the upside, and we are still not in the red zone, which also corresponds to our Elliott wave count. So I think this should be monitored, because probably in the next couple of weeks or a month, we might enter into this zone, which is shown in the past as a zone of interest for some selling spree to come on the Bitcoin price, and all of this agrees with our possible wave count. One thing also that everybody tracks is stock to flow model. And we also seen, and I think I explained that on the members webinar with our great community that we have at Trading Analysis, that this also corresponds with this possible development we see in a wave structure, that we are going to see some type of a bigger correction between 70 to 80,000 levels, and then maybe a little bit of a sideway, and then a further move on the upside in the Bitcoin. So we will see how that comes. For now, we have seen the overshoot always when we had this line going pretty much sideways, and the overshoot is probably something very normal in this very big stock to flow ratio chart. There is a lot of determinants there, in a sense that we can see even a small overshoot before this sideways corrective pullback starts. So let's start with the Bitcoin as always. One more thing regarding the trend lines. I have seen a lot of requests and comments regarding the trend lines combined with the Elliott wave. I will just recommend you that you go on the YouTube and look this Jeffrey Kennedy channeling technique, which is excellent. And Jeffrey Kennedy is a kind of a very proficient Elliott wave practitioner for a many number of years, and he also devised some of the things which really works combined with the Elliott wave. So let me not explain that to you here, because I will need a lot of time. So you can find it on the YouTube, Kennedy channeling technique, and you can look everything how he considers what is the base, what is the acceleration channel, what is the corrective channel. And I think it's very useful if you do this type of methodology or any methodology. I think you can incorporate this knowledge because in many of the cases it really works. So if you like, you can look at that, and there is all information is in this video. Okay, so let's switch to a Bitcoin chart, and let's see and remember what we said the last time. So the last time, of course, we looked a possibility that this 200 level on the lesser degree potentially will react a little bit more bearish on the Bitcoin. We are seeing a move down. We are trading at 51,000 from the recent highs. I will go in a smaller time frame to explain that a little bit more, but the overall wave count as we start on the higher time frame, it's still relatively very bullish, and we are looking for this higher degree green wave 3 still to develop after we kind of look for a, I put it here, a triangle, which is a pure hypothesis. Corrective waves can be in several types, and they can last a number of time sequences. But in general, potentially we might see a triangle here because of the possible sustainable inflationary pressure. And that was the chart I wanted also to show you regarding the inflation. I will quickly find it because I think it's very telling one. And I think I have it somewhere around here, and I also posted to our members on our trading analysis chat, where you can see that a relatively nice correlation, and this was it's here. So here you can see Bitcoin versus negative yielding debt, which means that is all of the money which are on the negative interest rates around the world. And pretty much if you look kind of a trajectory, it kind of agrees with all of these pullbacks. They have a similar kind of a trajectory on the upside, which kind of defines a little bit more of a store of value, first thing, and secondary possible yielding currency, in a sense that it's better to own Bitcoin than to have your money on a negative yield. So I guess if we are kind of looking for a possible interest rate move on the upside in next year or even two, we can see a sideways reaction in a Bitcoin. I'm just kind of forming a thesis or idea here. It is a little bit in a future, but I'm just kind of sharing that with you, how my thought process is going, that we might see this a sideways consolidation before we continue on the upside. After this third wave is complete, we still have more time for this completion. And as you can see here, and if you look this Jeffrey Kennedy video, you have a base channel and you have an acceleration channel. So you can look that so that I don't explain that here. And let's go a little bit deeper as we do every time. So we are looking for some wave progression on the upside. One thing from the Elliott wave perspective, which I'm going to repeat every time, is that we are seeing a presence of the third wave advance, which is very obvious. First, you have an angle. Secondly, you have a very decisive move of the upside above this base channel. As you can see, we broke it, we continue on the upside, and we reached pretty much some very staggering levels for the small amount of time. And we are faced now with the possibility that for some time we will see a big range, but not very much directional move. According to this wave count. And also we have also said that this is one of the dangers. We also see that this RSI is triple diverging. Now, as you can see, RSI is a good indicator on the higher time frame. Sometimes when you want to see divergence between the wave 3 and wave 5, and exactly we are seeing that here, even on a smaller time frame, which is always a kind of a sign for warning. So we talked last time for the possibility that Bitcoin is going to respond to this 200% of the lesser degree. We also said that this might happen exactly from that level. If you remember, we have another 200 or 2.0 levels on the upside, which we think we are going to be is going to be reached. But for now, we are slowly invalidating the possible further upside. We need a move below 50 2 to 1 to finally confirm that some type of a corrective pullback here has started from this 200 zone, which we said last time. And we are going to see which form this correction will take. We might have a triangle, or we might have some type of zigzag. But if this starts to be a little bit more impulsively, we can get something like this, that this is a wave 1 and 2, and we are now working in a wave 3, wave 4, and a wave 5. Then we correct a little bit in a B wave, and then we have a more directional correction in this orange wave 4. And this is the situation I see on most of the cryptos, which have some type of a correlation with the Bitcoin, which is also important to look on a daily level. As you can see, this diverging RSI reacted quite nicely, and from there we are seeing a moving down. We are already around 50 levels, and this is confirmed by this dropping of a price. So I'm going to wait a little bit more until I see a clear break, which for me will be the sign to look what type of this next correction will be, and from there we are going to look for another move up to this another 200 level, which is around 76,000, and that will be, according to this kind of a, I will not say prediction, but kind of a tracking of this fractal development of the Bitcoin. This is going to be a high potentially, which will stay for some time until we consolidate for a year or something like that in a Bitcoin in some form of a corrective pullback before again we start to see a move higher. So this is a typical wave progression sequence. If you look on a weekly, as I said, we still look for the wave 3, some type of a green wave 4. So sorry for all of these fib ratios. I will try to minimize them so you can look a little bit more clearly. And also, sometimes we look at the time elapsed in this wave 2 and this wave 4. Usually they are equal, and very also, in most cases, we see also 1618 in a fib ratio of a time elapsed in a wave 2, in a wave 4, which will take us far beyond beginning of 2022. So we are going to continue to track this wave development, because if you look at the past crypto labs, we are holding the same view for the last couple of months, and for now it serves us well. We have to do some of the modification, because always we don't know which type of a corrective pullbacks we will see, but in general, for now, this wave count is working, and we are stick to it until we see that we need to do some major changes. If we see some major event that will actually show us that our hypothesis and our analysis is not correct, and that will need to modify it. So for now, we are holding this higher time frame move. Our view is still bullish on the Bitcoin. Potentially, we will see a little bit of a setback, then a further continuation, and then a larger setback, and then a further continuation to fulfill this 5-wave sequence in the next, let's say, year or two. Okay, so let me look some of the others. Philip. Hey Philip, it's one of our members. They say this projected low for this option is around 44,000. As I read, so you can go on CoinDesk and read the article. It's around 44,000, which kind of corresponds around this 40,000 levels. We will see how this will occur, but on a smaller time frame, we still don't have a confirmation. We need clear break of these potential levels to the downside, because still, if we turn on the upside, the wave count on the upside will not be invalidated, and we can still move in the direction of the trend. I need to see a clear break here to start to count this impulsively and to look for some type of a corrective pullback before we are going to go higher. Let's, if everything is clear with the Bitcoin, guys, if it's not, please signal me so I can tell more about it. If everything is okay and I'm clear about it, let me go on some other charts. Okay, Okay, so let's move and see what I see on some other charts from the Elliott wave perspective. Let's look this. This is an interesting chart of Luna. A very nice wave progression. So as you can see, after wave 1 and 2, very clear third wave on the upside, very steep move. Subdivisions are very visible, and we hit it exactly 2618, and we start to back off. So I guess we are in some type of a wave 4, which still need a little bit confirmation, but the trick is not to guess or to kind of see with these mathematical tools that we have from which level we will see the bounce lower in the counter trend move. The point is to pick what type of correction is, to recognize it, and to catch this possibility in this possible wave 4. So too many people are focused of catching lows and highs, and in trading analysis we are not in that business. We are looking to see a more of a trend trading on a swing trade basis, and by that we are protecting the capital and psychological energy, and we are looking to find these very low risk trades which can put us to kind of be on these sequences which are still continuous until we see that the current trend possibly is on the end. So when I see a backup of these levels, I'm going to immediately start to look with a little bit more development. If I see a 5 waves down, which type of this correction it is, and I'm going to try to track it and to see where and when this fourth wave is going to finish, to give me a possible low risk entry for the move in this fifth wave. So very nice example of the pretty nice move on the upside in the wave 3. As you can see, it's very clear subdivisions, correction matches, fib level matches. So it's a very nice chart, and I wanted to share that with you. So let's go and look some of the other charts. As you know, we are looking for some type of a move down in Polkadot, which actually occurred. We are looking for a very also nice Elliott wave pattern. So there is a wave 1 and 2. We are working in some type of the orange wave 3. I don't know if this correction is still finished or we have a little bit more downside. 18.2 will be ideal level for this possible wave 4 corrective pullback, maybe a little bit more complex, so some type of a triangle or something more complex here in B, down in C. I look this to be a very good level for a possible lows and then a continuation on the upside, but we will track that. I don't think this will develop so fast, so we cannot cover it next week. And I think that if we see this further push down or some triangle here, that will set up a scene for a further development on the upside. So it's looking very good. It's working as we looked in our Elliott wave analysis, so no need to change it. And we will track a further development and of course signal to our members. And of course, we will show it here when we can expect a potential low of this correction and then a further move in this orange wave 3. After, we should take some time of the rest and kind of see some sideways consolidation. I also tend to look this Binance coin. As I said, it still looks very bullish. We are in some type of a wave 4. We will see how that will develop, but it's definitely, I think, a corrective pullback. After, we will look for a green wave 3. This one has a little bit more of a different nature because it was introduced in January 2018, and we look this as a 1-2-1-2, and we are looking now for a progression of the fractal nature on the upside for these possible levels in this blue wave 3, and we have still more subdivisions in the lesser degree to develop to reach some of these targets. but it's developing very nicely. Clearly, this move is very corrective. There is no 5 waves, there is only 3 waves here, so it can turn out to be a triangle or a ABC, some type of an X, an ABC. So I will look also for some of the levels here for this possible wave 4 after we can see a further continuation on the upside. Wave 2 here, as you can see, was taking some time, so we can also look for a little bit more protracted consolidation here before we see a signs of life still in the direction of the current trend. One of the things also I noticed is XRP, and it starts to develop and going into our possible leading diagonal wave count. I will show you that. So let me see, Harmony. Yeah, Andre, thank you for reminding me that. I think I already did a Harmony for you. Let me just find it here. I think Harmony is also developing nicely on the upside. I'm not still sure. Potentially this is a 1-2, and that I'm definite of. I'm looking for a 1-2 up in 3, small correction in a wave 4 and a wave 5. And we should kind of hold between these levels. For now, I don't see a possibility that we extend to this 2.618. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'd like to be a little bit more conservative and look for the possible development in the wave 4, because we reached one of the common ratios for this wave 3 development of the higher degree, and then continuation on the upside. So I think it's definitely a bullish wave count, if you can see. And if we put the base channel, we are trading far above this base channel on the upside. Very nice penetration of this equality level, very strong continuation on the upside, very vertical move, which tells us that we are in a third wave, and that we are going to meander or correct for some time and then continue on the upside. So definitely this wave count is ranked to stay in the trend. We might see a little bit of setbacks up and down, but in one point of time, I think that we will see the development of this sequence on the upside, which we have here as the 5th wave. Okay, so what did I look for you more? I looked SushiSwap. As you know, we were looking for a possible wave 4 pullback in the last crypto lab. It is ongoing now, but I always like to see on this daily level, when this RSI goes very close to lower levels and we see some type of a consolidation, and we have it in this wave count. So I will say SushiSwap is also very much in the bull trend, in the upside progression. I will look for some support in this 4th wave, white 4th wave, and then for a further progression in this 5th wave for this blue wave 3, and then we're going to see a larger consolidation and the final move on the upside. It's basically the same chart, a little bit of this wave progression, as you can see in the Bitcoin. It resembles this. This is the bullish wave count, which do not develop. So you can also see that we are in still some type of a same 3-4-3-4 situation here. Before we kind of take out this or trade around this 1618 and potentially make a high in this blue wave 3, and then we make something similar in this wave 2, maybe a little bit longer, and then continue on the upside. So I still think it's relatively bullish chart. We are trading above equality, we are trading in a discernible countable sequence in a 5 waves without overlaps. So I think SushiSwap is good on the upside after these consolidations are finished. we are going to continue. And this is always a particularly kind of a heavy time for inexperienced traders and the novice traders, because they don't know actually what is going on in the many cases. But if you look a little bit and zoom out, you will see for now this uptrend is still very well alive, and that we are experiencing just a little bit of rest and a consolidation before we continue on the upside. I also looked for this Akash network, the project which I like. It's a cloud blockchain-based project. We were looking for a possible also some type of a fourth wave consolidation, which I think still is. I still think that there is a more upside. RSI is dropping, so in one moment this fourth wave will find its ground and it will turn possibly further on the upside. So I like this one as well. I particularly posted this compound for our members because I see one situation which is also very nice. We alerted for the compound, if you remember, in the beginning of the Crypto Lab, some around here on the further upside. We reached equality and now we are consolidating. So potentially this might be a fourth wave pullback. And then I will look for signs of an impulsive nature out of this channel, which will confirm this RSI, which is now very low. We are trading now in the RSI. It's showing us around 3180, some around there. But you always want to see a sideways consolidation in the potential bullish trend with this RSI low, which might signal a reversal and a continuation. I'm still not 100% sure that this will happen. I'm just going to wait for a signs, and this is a warning sign for me to be alert and to pay attention here, because if I see a confirmation on the smaller time frames, this will be a nice move on the upside in this further progression in the compound. So I'm looking this one and kind of focusing what will happen here. I already mentioned Luna, a very nice chart. Did I get through everything which I wanted to say regarding that? Yeah. So I prepared that charts for you. So let me see what you think and what you would like me to see for you. Okay. Hello, Dogen. Did you find my answer regarding the projection extensions? So basically, in fib ratios we use in a different combination, you have retracement, you have extension, and you have a projection. Okay, so extension is something which you get when you put this a normal retracement ratios, and then you see that after one, we see the upper extended ratios above this one. So this is called extension. This is a normal retracement. And for the projection, which on some platforms it's called extension, like here for example, you actually need 3 points to get these fib ratios, and that is actually what we call a projection, which we usually use for the possible third wave stopping place. Okay, so let's look injective protocol. Yeah, so definitely a nice development on the upside. You can subdivide this in potentially already finished 5-wave sequence. So let me look how we can subdivide this. Yeah, so look. Yeah, something with the YouTube. Sorry for that interruption, guys. Something on the YouTube was interrupting a little bit, so we can continue. It was a break in the internet or something. Yeah, so let's look at the band protocol. Let's go on a higher time frame. Yeah, I think it's the same thing. We see, depends when you start your wave count. Here we have a possible 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one also might correct a little bit and continue on the upside. The RSI, as you can see, is very posting a very nice divergence, which I talked about. So we are definitely in some type of a pullback to the downside, possibly back to this 3.54. This is going to be area of the next support, but you need to see here a certain development in 5 waves from here or a little bit more upside. So what you want to see, it's clear impulsive move on the downside, correction, and then a further continuation. So maybe this one is beginning its corrective pullback. As long as we trade above these levels, we might continue a little bit more upside, and then this correction, which is going to be bigger in nature, might start. ADA. Yeah, Philip, I know you always look for ADA. Yeah, we have a wave count on ADA, which is telling us that potentially we are in some type of this fourth wave correction in ADA. So ADA is developing also very nicely. If we reduce this channel to the breakout or a base channel, we have seen a very nice breakout, the break of these equality levels. Potentially wave 3 is done here. We are going to see a little bit of pullback and then a continuation towards this blue wave 3. Then we're going to see a corrective wave 4 and then a push up on the upside. So ADA still looks fine on the higher time frames. On the smaller time frames, we might see a little bit of a kind of a hesitation, some type of triangulation, or a little bit more kind of a resting place. Some of the support levels are 0.78 and here 0.9. So if you are on the investing type, climbing this ADA for the longer hold, I think we are going to experience just a little bit of setbacks in this fourth wave, and then we are going to continue higher in this wave 5. Then we're going to see a bigger pullback and then a continuation. So ADA is looking very nice on a longer term basis according to this wave count. So I think there will be a few entries and very nice entries in the future on ADA. Any more requests? Ramp. Yeah, we were looking for a possible wave 3. As you can see here, you can see a subdivision in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, reaching this 1, 6, 1, 8. Now it's a questionable. You can also do like this and call this finished. But in general, you can also count a 5-wave sequence. I like to see a little bit more progressed development in this third wave on the upside. So you can also have a case that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but these two corrections correspond. And usually when you have a wave 1 and wave 3 a little bit close to equality, although here we went above it, you can expect the fifth wave to be a larger one. But let's work with this one, that this was corresponding to corrections, subdivisions in 5 waves. So look for the ramp, possibly to find support here around 0.16 if you see an impulsive move down. So usually what I do, I go on a smaller time frame and I look for a confirmation that I have a reversal, and definitely after a higher time frame wave count, I would like to see this on the ramp on the downside to confirm a reversal. So clear 5 waves, then I will look for a setback in an ABC, and then a further continuation to the downside. So that's a kind of a classic Elliott wave pattern, so it's not very difficult. And if you see a 5-way move or a 3-way move, you will get some type of a pullback, usually down to this previous wave 4 if you don't have a triangle. Avalanche. What is avalanche? Whoa! Avalanche is a real avalanche on the upside. What is this, man? Whew. Yeah, as you can see, subdivisions are here not clear. We have possibly, I will count this as a 1, 2, up in 3, 4, and 5, and then I would look for a 5-way move lower, and then this looks like a corrective triangle, in a sense that it was an A triangle B up in C, and potentially you might see a further continuation to the downside here. I don't know if it's going to go from here or from here, but I know what will look in the future. I want to see some type of a pullback which I can recognize, even if this starts to consolidate a little bit here, so that I can position myself on a further move on the upside, because I see a 5-way move potentially finished. So Elliott wave is a puzzle. There is no ready-made solutions, and that many people do not like. Who likes puzzles and probabilities and some mathematics, I think Elliott wave is a very and pretty nice tool to kind of have fun with. Okay, guys, if you don't have any more requests, hit the like button. As you know, we like also to see you, if you like, in our members area. You have a trial membership. It's I think $27, and there is a lot of things we share with our clients. We also have an educational sessions. We also have members webinars, chart room, Discord, cryptocurrency repository. Who has a multi-wave can see my wave counts immediately. We also have a lot of Elliott wave material and courses here, which was made by Todd and Bennett. So you can also find them. If you like to learn Elliott wave, you can also choose one of them, because these guys that I work with are best in this area, among the best in the world. And Todd is recognized for almost more than 15 years as one of the very prominent Elliott wave practitioners. Bennett is also very excellent in it, so I think their courses are very quality one and something you would like to look. You also have stocks and forex if you're interested, but if you're focused on cryptocurrencies, we offer a lot of content and trading to our members. So if you like, we see you there. If don't, see you here next week, Crypto Lab. I'm very interested what will happen, interested to see, are we going to see some more bigger move in this Bitcoin. We are now resisting. As you can see, we had a small bounce on the upside. We still didn't invalidate a probability we traced a final push up in this wave 5. So we are going to look what is going to happen here very carefully. So remember, 5221 is a key level. And see you next time in the Crypto Lab. I hope you are satisfied with the content we provide for you. Any further comments and suggestions, please, we're welcome to leave on this page. And stay safe, and see you next week, guys. And hope you will find this presentation useful in your observation of how the crypto space is moving. So See you next week. Bye bye.